3 weeks ago, I was in Hong Kong and this is the day of the marathon. Every once in a while, you get this feeling of nervousness. Today is definitely that feeling. So, in about 1 hour, we're gonna be running the marathon. So, let's just go. So the Standard Chartered Hong Kong Marathon 2019, there is 74,000 people. Full of people running the marathon. 28% of which is from overseas, 71% local, right? Meaning there's a huge portion coming from places like the United States, England, for me, Malaysia. In order to accommodate this huge number of people running the marathon, there was 3 different times. They set up 6 AM for all those elite invited runners, 6:30 for those people who are faster, 7 AM for us. And also make sure you need to know, run according to your time. Even though if you finish the marathon, you get the medal, but you don't get the results. The day itself, it was a bit of cloudy, 19 Celsius, really good temperature. Moving into the starting area. We started running. The first 5 kilometers, it was in Kowloon streets. Running through the streets, it was long, right? Really long. You got tall buildings at both sides. So it was amazing. Almost like a sightseeing tour because you get to see all those neon signs that are hanging above you. After that, we are starting to make our way onto the highway, which is a huge portion of the marathon. About 30 kilometers will be spent on highways itself, running through the bridge, running inside the tunnels. At about 6 kilometers, you start to see the elite and invited runners are making their way towards the Hong Kong island. The first runner of the marathon is like 2 or 3 minutes ahead of the rest of the people. There is a news article saying that the second place finisher, he thought he was the first when he crossed the line because he couldn't see the first place. That was how fast he was running, around 21 km per hour. The first bridge we came across is around the 10 kilometer mark. At the time, there wasn't a lot of wind, so it was easy, no problem at all. But then, as we starting to make our way to the second bridge, there starts to rain a bit, not too much, just like drizzle, and then strong winds that are blowing. So there's some people who unfortunately, they have to stop and warm themselves up with the aluminium blankets. But for me, fortunately, there's no problem. I just kept running, put in more effort, run at a faster pace. You can see from the graph itself, there's some portion that I ran faster than the average time. That's because I was cold. In order to keep myself warm, I tried to speed up. The one thing that is really organized well in the Hong Kong Marathon is the water stations as well as the portable toilets. And every water stations, there will be toilets there. So I have to use one of them around the 27 kilometer mark just to relieve myself so I can focus better running the marathon instead of focus finding the toilet. Right, continue on making our way to the undersea tunnel. 10 more kilometers left. To the Hong Kong island, we have to go under the tunnel. So going under the tunnel, there's no problem. There is a lot of elevation involved in the race itself, but then the one that's going up the tunnel into the Hong Kong island, that's not as bad as the last one, the last elevation just before finishing the race. Before we get to the last part, the 6 kilometers left, that is the longest 6 kilometers that I ever ran. We know about Hong Kong island, it is small, but running the 6 kilometers after you ran 36 kilometers, it is a big challenge. You always keep on thinking to yourself, when will we get there? It just keeps on going on and on and on. But then you got the sights to see, you got Hong Kong buildings over there, the view of Kowloon on the left, so it was a good relief. Keep my mind off from thinking about the long journey and just keep on running through. The last kilometer, before we get to there, you have to get up and cross a slight ramp. That ramp is the biggest elevation of all, but you just have to be consistent, one step at a time as you make your way up the ramp. Then you get down, enter the streets of Causeway. A lot of crowds that are cheering you on, the police, the volunteers. making sure nobody disturbs the flow of the marathon. They close off the entire streets, so it was a good organized run. Definitely appreciate their effort. It was a relief as we crossed the finishing line and we're done, finished. Get the medal, you have to wait a day before they give you the results of your time, and you guess what? We did faster than the Kuala Lumpur Marathon. We are 4 minutes and 56 seconds faster. That is a good accomplishment. Crushed it, right? And that's it for the Hong Kong Marathon. Thank you for listening. I'm out.